Well, good morning. I hope this message finds you and your family well. We certainly miss seeing you on campus and look forward to a time when we can all be together again. I want to thank you for helping us navigate a very challenging spring semester. Busy, unconventional summer at Jesuit as well. It's in the spirit of gratitude that I'm speaking to you this morning. Each year, Tom and I have had the privilege of announcing our annual award winners at our traditional faculty and staff banquet, our winners of the Excellence in Education Awards. This is one of our most beloved traditions and something we look forward to every year, and it's a meaningful way for us to gather as a community before the end of each academic year. Canceling this year's dinner was disappointing, to say the least, but we're pleased to be able to announce this year's awards recipient today. Now, before I turn over to Tom to announce the first of our year's awards, I have a special award to do. You know, it's interesting that even Superman, Tom, sometimes likes to get some notoriety, and I think sometimes you and I are remiss in the fact that we have a lot of Supermen on campus here and Superwomen, but sometimes, it's hard to acknowledge each one of them and, do God's good work. We were sort of tweaked a little bit about this one Superman. So in front of our cars this year was the following sign: reserved for those with 600 wins. So it certainly spurred me and Tom to think about this individual should get a special award. And we are very fortunate. So I want to set the tone for this first award. Donovan Putnam, our music director and fine arts chair, talks about how music really does stimulate our emotions. So I want to set the stage for everybody, both here and at home, to sort of set the stage for this emotional award. That's the Superman march. And our award winner is certainly a Superman, Tom. Now, besides having 600 wins, he's a two-time state championship soccer coach. And, of course, we're talking about Coach DeLong. And Coach DeLong, loves his medals. We presented him with the special medal one year. But I think this year, to acknowledge his 600 wins, needs a very special medal that both you and I hope he wears around all year, along with the mask, of course, but he'll be wearing the medal. So thanks to Steve Menninger in our makerspace, we have this wonderful 600 win medal to present to Charlie. Now, both of us expect him to be wearing this as often as he wears his mask. So, Charlie DeLong, congratulations. We're happy to present you with this special medal. You are our Superman.
Congratulations, Charlie.
And so now let me turn over to Tom for our next award. Tom?
Well, and Mike mentioned at the very beginning that it's kind of an unusual summer, but in a sign that things are returning to normal, this morning, during a break in some of the athletic camps, Charlie came by my office and he and I sat down and talked over a cup of coffee. And for me, that is a sign that things are returning to normal. And it may take some time, but eventually we will be gathered together again, enjoying a cup of coffee, enjoying meals. But in the meantime, congratulations to Charlie. We'll make one for you when you get to 700 as well. So I'm going to begin with this year's Michael Grimshaw Family Award. This year's Michael Grimshaw Family Award recipient is dedicated, enthusiastic, passionate, friendly, and funny. One colleague shared, "He has so many balls in the air, and I've never known him to drop a single one. I don't know how he manages to handle all of the work on his plate. From the management of the athletic scores, rosters, schedules, write-ups, and programs, to producing most of Jesuit's live video content over athletics, to teaching his filmmaking course, to coordinating with his student media team to make sure all of the broadcasting and photography needs for athletics are covered. We are so grateful for all of the ways in which he positively impacts our community. Please join me in congratulating this year's Michael Grimshaw Family Award recipient, Brian Montgomery. This year's recipient for the Robert Tynan Family Award cares deeply about our students and helps them to understand and embrace our mission. He teaches our students the beauty of having a relationship with Jesus and what it really means to work towards building the kingdom of God. He was described by a colleague as an amazing and inspiring educator, an advocate for the poor, marginalized, and vulnerable. His dedication has had a profound impact within our local community and has contributed towards effecting change on the global scale. Please join me in congratulating this year's Robert Tynan Family Award recipient, Michael Rima. This year's recipient of the Elaine Henrion Award is dedicated, a great listener, collaborator, and maintains a balance between flexibility and high standards. One of our students said he cares about you and wants the best for you. These qualities served him well as a member of the Bell Schedule Committee, working to represent the needs of our student athletes and teams. Added one of his colleagues, besides working with all areas of athletics to resolve conflicts involving facilities, he works tirelessly with parent groups on the many activities on campus, from lacrosse games and tournaments to DPL events, where he is often the first person who works at Jesuit to meet families of young men who might one day come here. Please join me in congratulating this year's Elaine Henrion Award recipient, Paul Maturi.
Respected, kind-hearted, talented, and fun-loving. Now, I want to highlight fun-loving for this award recipient because I know that she has an affinity for milkshakes and a talent for, among other talents, but one talent that I have to deal with her is that she's able to make splits during our faculty summer bowling league. And her and I have this bet of whoever picks up a split, the other guy has to supply milkshakes for him or her and their friends. And unfortunately, I've had to buy many rounds of milkshakes, but it's certainly well worth it because this person is just absolutely wonderful to work with. The words that describe her by her colleagues were in fact respected, kind-hearted, talented, and fun-loving. Her creativity and hard work are seen throughout the community by prospective family, alumni, parents, faculty, and benefactors and staff. One of her colleagues said, her skills as a designer are only surpassed by her willingness to assist a colleague in whatever they need. She's extremely talented. Her easygoing manner makes her approachable and a joy to work with. So please join me in congratulating this year's Reverend Joseph C. Mulhern Award winner, Candace Price. This year's recipient of the Jeremiah E. Lenihan Family Faculty Award was described by one of her students in one word: understanding. A word that we know requires patience, trust, compassion, and collaboration. She exudes these things, not only in her classroom, but in the halls, on retreat, and when she's traveling with her students, whether it's Waco or LA or wherever she's traveling. One of her colleagues wrote, "She's one of the most positive members of our community, who not only expects the best from her students, but provides them, often individually, with the skills and the environment to do so." So please join me in congratulating this year's Jeremiah E. Lenihan Family Faculty Award recipient, Colleen Cox. A student said of this year's Cecil Green Award recipient that she is a great teacher, very knowledgeable in every subject we discuss, and demonstrates great care for all of her students. She works hard and continues to grow as a teacher, department member, and course lead. And I just want to highlight that because oftentimes we talk to our students about one of the greatest aspects of our profile is open to growth. And our Cecil Green Award recipient certainly is open to grow. She models that extremely well for our students and for all of us. One of her colleagues added, as a member of the Bell Schedule Committee, I've seen her grow in the ability to provide feedback and well thought out and supported opinions about the important changes that our school will be making. She has always been thoughtful and mindful that improving student outcome is the goal of all of our efforts. Please join me in congratulating this year's Cecil Green Family Award winner, Katie Siegel.
Our next award is the Francis Xavier S.J. Award. Said a few of his student athletes, he pushed us to work hard on the field as well as in the classroom. He taught us life lessons that helped to hold all of us accountable and become good men. He supported us every day and wished the best for all of his players and taught us more than just football. He taught me so much about life, what it means to be a leader, to step up and do your job for the betterment of your team, and what it means to be committed to something. He is a tremendous advocate and mentor for our young men. Please join me in congratulating this year's Francis Xavier S.J. Award, Coach Brandon Hickman. This year's Peter Faber S.J. Award recipient is described by our students as patient, caring, encouraging, and dedicated. At the same time, he almost was unwittingly providing an excellent model of the characteristics a Jesuit student should embrace. Loving and caring for his mother, protecting the environment, and ensuring everyone in the class can learn the material. We couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. He taught me when I was a senior, and I can vouch for everything his students said and then some. He got me through math my senior year as well. Thank you to this year's recipient of the Peter Faber S.J. Award, who is also celebrating 40 years of service to our students and our mission. Please join me in a well-deserved congratulations to Peter Billingham. The Hal F. Tehan Award recipient is presented to a faculty member who, according to their peers, most embodies the profile of the Ignatian educator. One of his students said, I can really tell that he has a passion for what he teaches and cares about us, as well as our success as well-rounded young men. He's a compassionate teacher that does a job that he loves. One of his athletes added, he has a great mentality and knows how to get the most out of me. And one of his colleagues said, his contributions to the school and the student body are genuine and at times spectacular. From his work in the classroom, on the court, and student council, to the Bell Schedule Committee, and all the places in between, we are grateful for the many ways in which he positively shapes our young men. He really is a builder. In helping all of us and his committee work to build the new Bell Schedule, to actually building physical pieces of furniture here on campus. If you've ever sat around and talked about your faith life in the campus ministry office, you were sitting at a table that he built. Please join me in congratulating this year's Hal F. Tehan Family Award recipient, T.J. Howey.
Well, we'd also be remiss as we conclude today's program without acknowledging the person behind the camera that made today possible. So our sincere thanks go to Selena Estrada for doing this for us today, Tom. I mean, she, I think, oftentimes is the unsung hero between a lot of our productions and makes us look good. And I know, speaking as a personal comment about that, that's difficult when you're dealing with me. So I appreciate it very much. And again, a heartfelt congratulations to all of our award recipients for this year. And I want to thank all of you out there because it is your work that makes Jesuit such a special place for our students and their family and for all of us as colleagues. As we end today's video, we celebrate this year's service milestones, so I ask you to please stay tuned. We are so grateful for each of you, and we look forward to celebrating with you in the fall all together. But until then, your family and you are in our prayers. Stay well.